Ukraine formally applied to join NATO in September in response to Russia's proclaimed annexation of territories it invaded in the east of the country. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has called for NATO to fast-track his country's application at next week's summit.
At the Vilnius summit, we need a very concrete and clear signal that Ukraine could become, and has the right to become, an equal member of NATO after the war.
Ukraine's demand has the backing of several NATO members, including Britain, Poland and the Baltic states.
There is a need to just create the corridor, procedures, algorithms, how to proceed if the war is over, or as we call, as conditions allow.
But some NATO allies, notably the United States and Germany, have not yet endorsed fast-tracking Ukraine's membership. There are questions such as how would NATO's Article 5 on collective self-defense apply to a country at war with Russia. Fabrice Potier, a former NATO director of policy planning.
You could imagine an agreement where Article 5 will only apply to the non-contested or the free Ukrainian territory, those under the control of Kyiv, whilst those that are still contested, either by military means or politically, diplomatically, will be left outside the purview of Article 5. So I think this is a more realistic scenario, but this is exactly why I think the argument is to say, let's start that process in Vilnius.
NATO allies will also try to agree on a new investment pledge to spend at least 2% of their annual gross domestic product on defence, amid concerns some members are failing to meet the target. Meanwhile, Sweden's application to join NATO, submitted jointly with Finland in the wake of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, continues to be blocked by Turkey, which accuses Stockholm of harbouring what Ankara sees as Kurdish terrorists. Allies are hoping for a breakthrough at the summit. NATO recognised China as a challenge to its security and values for the first time at last year's summit. Western allies are unlikely to change that stance, says Potier.
However, I think what will be important in Vilnius is the meeting with the non-NATO heads of states from the Indo-Pacific regions, South Korea, Japan, New Zealand and Australia, which I think will signal further how engaged the alliance is, at least at the political level, with the like-minded partners in the region.
NATO allies will also address new and emerging threats, including climate change, cyber and space technologies. Henry Ridgwell for VOA News, London.